with specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
And welcome back to the beautiful James S. Trent Arena here in Kettering, Ohio, just outside of Dayton, as we get ready to bring you more live Flying into the Hoop action. This matchup features Walnut Ridge High School taking on Wilmington, as it doesn't take us very long at all to get our first three-point attempt of the game. That one's off the mark there by number 3 for Wilmington. That's Cameron Stewart. So it is a matchup of the Scots versus the Hurricanes. Cameron Stewart going to be called for the foul as he was trying to apply some pressure to Tariq Wright. So first on Stewart and the first on the squad. The Hurricanes come out with a little bit of token pressure. Maurice Cooley, number 22, helping them get it across the timeline. He still has it. Younger, back to him. Now here's Wright. Lefty three-pointer coming, and it's good. That's James Mans. Mans for 3. Gives us our first score. And, of course, triple of the game. A lot of dribbling. Nobody yelled wolf. Right there on the other side of him was Younger. Younger up top to Wright. Wright leaves that one just short. They get it over to Stewart. Stewart was looking to get it inside. Didn't like the angle. So Wilmington will reset. Walnut Ridge will open it up here in the zone. Wide open 3. As Wright kind of looked at that one, says, I don't believe you. You're going to have to hit one for me to run out there. It's Cameron Stewart sticking with it and picking up the pieces there for Wilmington. So he makes it 3-2. Weaving through 2 defenders, but unable to get that shot to go was Caleb Younger. Might have had a better shot with the left. More difficult there with the right. He can't get it to go. Not the case on the other end. That's Jaron Cumberland. Cumberland makes it 5-3. The Wilmington pressure continues. Walnut Ridge gets it across the line. Left-hand floater. They're going to call the offensive foul. That's going to go against Mann. Stepping up and taking the charge there was number 10. It's Alex Miller. So Miller, the 6'4" senior, gets the ball back for the Hurricanes. The reverse. Did a good job of using the rim there to make sure the attempt by the shot blocker was thwarted, but left it short. 3 with the hand in face, doesn't matter. That's Caleb Younger. Younger's triple will make it 6-5. Walnut Ridge with 2 scores, both of them of the three-point variety. Flash to the elbow, money. Bucket there by Alex Miller. Great crowd on hand. I don't see an empty seat. I'm sure you probably got a few people trying to save seats for some of their buddies still arriving. So you might be able to squeeze more down, but in terms of just having an open seat in this place, good luck pointing outward. 20,000 attending the 14th annual Flying to the Hoop. 20,000 attend each year. That's the annual average attendance. you can see why we'll make sure we pan around throughout the course of this game. Not only have we had good matchups all day, but got Huntington Prep versus Prolific Prep for the next matchup, which is definitely playing a part in the large crowd that you see, but not just that squad, as Mans is showing you exactly why. There's plenty of talent in this event from top to bottom. Not just with the quote-unquote national headliner games. A lot of good basketball teams here in the state of Ohio. They represent and put on for the city and state year after year. Baseline drive, had the shot changed in the air, trying to avoid the charge. Does so successfully. That's Cumberland. Cumberland ties us up at 9 apiece. Three from the corner. Money. Both teams getting loose on the offensive end. This time with the triple, it's Azende Johnson. Good amount of seniors on this squad for Coach Brian Scheninger at Walnut Ridge. Got caught in the air, stolen, and we brought the other way by Hairston. Nearly an identical spot. Count it. Azende Johnson. Shot so nice, he had to take it twice. Splashes that one from the corner, makes it 9-15 in the process. Ball loose. Scott's trying to be opportunistic. They come up with it. Good hustle there by number 22. That's Cooley. Right cashes in on the other end. We might have a Wilmington timeout shortly. No, they're going to play through it. Coach Michael Noska opted not to get the timeout. Just a 9-point game. No need to hit the panic button, but things definitely not looking good as Johnson pokes that one away right. Gets it over to Harrison. Here's Mans. That one was all net, but not the way the other ones have been the past few times. That one was short. Stewart gonna try to get his first 3-point to go. That was his second attempt. He misses. Nice follow, airing up to not only grab the rebound, but finishing. Dylan Bogart. No need to hit the ground and come back up. Bogart snagged it with the right, laid it in with the left. 7-point game. James Mann gets another bucket. That pass partially blocked by Mans. Strong move inside, number 43, Jeffrey Mansfield. Hairston gets it out of trouble there in that corner. This one's floated up, no good off the glass. Follow-up attempt to Azende Johnson. He scored it from beyond the three-point line. This time comes inside. And the senior guard makes it 13-22. Scott's with the lead. That three-pointer out of bounds. Wilmington to inbound it. Have an offensive foul against the Hurricanes. Nice defense played there by the Scots. Right in the middle of it, number 2, Caleb Younger. That'll be a kickball out of bounds. 29.1 seconds remaining. Here in the first quarter. Offensive foul, stepping up, taking the charge is Cumberland. Easy call for the official there. So Cumberland, the senior, with the senior play, giving it back to the Hurricanes. 9-point game. We are under the final 20 seconds of the first quarter. It's Mansfield for 3. Nothing but net. Jeffrey Mansfield, the sophomore. And that'll do it. We'll be back after this quarter break. Second quarter coming up here from the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational.
With locations across Southwest Ohio, Premier Health's primary care and after-hours care network offers.
And welcome back here to the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. If we lost you for a brief second, our apologies. Appreciate you for sticking with us. The internet has been pretty reliable here on site, but it can be a box of chocolates at times. So hopefully that's the only blip on the radar. Meanwhile, Wilmington looking to continue rolling as Cumberland runs the floor and gets the layup. Jerron Cumberland saw him take a charge a few minutes ago there. Gets involved on the offensive end. But Caleb Younger continues to play well for Walnut Ridge. Key reason why they're currently leading by 7 points.
Also into the game for the Scots, number 23, Tariq
23, Tariq
Wright.
Wright checking back into the game. Has the ball in his hands now for Walnut Ridge. Triple on the way. Stewart tips it around, hoping Cumberland can get to it, but the Scots pick it up. Another three-point opportunity. That one's long off the rim. 2 for $1 sale on three-pointers. Scots can't cash in. That's going to be a defensive foul. And 1 for Cumberland. The thought was there, but the execution not there on the charge attempt. Tried to get back. Those feet were not set. So you're just going to see Cumberland eat the contact, and he will go to the line with a chance for the three-point play the hard way. Knocks down that one. So unable to do it successfully, but I give credit to Azende Johnson for stepping in front of Jaron Cumberland after Cumberland had a full head of steam. Not an easy task, but if you're out there on the floor looking to lace them up and play ball, those are the type of plays that you make, even though it doesn't go their way that time. That's Mans. Mans with another bucket. Number 21 there for Walnut Ridge. Getting a piece of that one. I believe that was Hairston. Defending on the other end. He wants the ball inside. Feels he has an advantage against Cameron Stewart. Wright takes it. He misses the shot. And that one goes off the hands of Johnson. Good look at head coach there for Wilmington, Coach Michael Noska. As Chris Wollery has a seat. 6-point game. We are under the 6-minute mark here in the second quarter. 3 from the corner, good. Maurice Cooley. Looks like we've got a discrepancy. That is not Cooley. Number 22 is Taylor. Taylor listed as number 22 there in the book. But per the public address announcer, that is Taylor. Taylor makes it a 9-point game. My apologies to any members of the Taylor family that heard the discrepancy early on. It's Wright. Wright going coast to coast. Right with the deceptively quick move there. Able to take it coast to coast. We've got a timeout. We'll take one with them. Appreciate you joining us here on SUVtv. We'll be back at Trent Arena after this break. We've got that timeout out of the way. Back to the action. Just under 5 minutes remaining. Cumberland with the drive. Now you see why I say it takes a brave soul to be able to stay in front of him or to stand in front of him when you see him get a full head of steam. No takers there on that particular play. He had already reached the point of no return if you're a defender. Offensive foul going to go against Wright. Stepping in and taking the charge is Cam Stewart. As it looks like we'll have a substitution. Let's take a look at that last play via the Gatorade instant replay. He gets the step. Any takers to take a charge here? No, sir. Then again, I give Taylor credit. Taylor didn't even have an option because he was essentially sealed off before he could get there. But that can be a play where him sort of getting screened off by the defender might have worked to his benefit. As he might have ended up on the wrong end of YouTube, depending on how that happened. But you got give and take there with those viral plays and guys getting dunked on. Usually the guys getting dunked on are the guys that are making a ton of plays defensively. They only know one way to play, and that's to go up and challenge it. All of the best shot blockers have gotten dunked on at some point in time. It is what it is. That's the game. Appreciate those that defend a certain way, never too cool for school. All about playing defense. And for us as the basketball viewing audience, we can still appreciate the spectacle of a guy going up, flushing, and putting the guy in the rim. That's the game. And in this particular one, it's a 9-point advantage for the Scots of Walnut Ridge. Tariq Wright. Wright with the triple. Cannot let right size fool you. Sturdy guy, not the tallest. Not the tallest or the quickest, but can get things done out there for you on the floor. We saw him push it coast to coast and finish. He's also knocked down a few three-pointers. So he's strong, can do things inside, but you cannot relegate him to the block. Alex Miller showing the nice touch there in the mid to short range again. His second one of the first half. 10-point game. Risky pass, but Wright gets it, then throws it flat-footed all the way ahead. Younger can't get it to go, but that's Johnson. He loves scoring the ball right there in front of that Wilmington bench. His third triple of the game, right there in that same vicinity, maybe about 2 feet over to the left of his previous 2 threes. Traveling violation going to go against Matt Credit. So that's going to give it back over to Walnut Ridge. Lead now 13 for the Scots. Younger going to stop, pop, good. They say the mid-range is a lost art. A few players in this game beg to differ. Here's Cumberland. Cumberland. Another hungry man move inside. Just really attack strong. You see him kind of get behind the defense. Looks to take off. He's going up strong, looking to finish, whether it's above the rim or below the rim. When it takes solid contact to keep him from scoring. Smacks across the wrist, will not do. Splashes that one. And it's now a 12-point advantage for Walnut Ridge after the deficit is cut there by Cumberland. Approaching the 2-minute mark, baseline is cut off, but there was some contact on the play. Too much for the officials' liking. Foul going to go on Jeffrey Mansfield. He'll have a seat. Into the game, number 44, Chris Woolery, and number 33, Matt Credit. As we approach the 2-minute mark, a couple seconds away from it. They get it out to Johnson. He's going to get a quick closeout. Probably for the rest of this game. They see he can knock down that three-pointer. He takes advantage of it, floats it up and in. 14-point game now. Ball goes through the hands of Woolery. Johnson hesitates for a second. Stewart wasn't going for it. Now they get it to Wright. Wright guarded by Cumberland. Relatively speaking, one freight train guarding another. Both of those guys can get downhill. Wright, turnaround shot falling away, and it's good. I don't know if we have any other Gosh fans out there, but Wright, he's a peacock. You got to let him fly. Showing off the versatility. We've seen it in multiple ways this game. That time catches it in the mid-range, gets the fall-away jumper. Reverse on the other end by Cumberland. A little bit of a back-and-forth sequence between those two guys. Mans, wrap-around pass, and over to Johnson. Nice play there by the Scots. Good basic basketball ball. I'm not sure if it touched the floor there in that sequence. We'll see on the Gatorade replay shortly. But no wasted motion or dribbles there on that play. Off the back of the rim. Johnson snatches the rebound. Scott's looking to run. Here's a three coming. That one misses. Hairston gets the rebound, and he is fouled on the play. Take a look at the Gatorade instant replay that we were talking about earlier. Okay, Wright has it. He dribbles. So, yeah, obviously there were some dribbles on the play. Man took one dribble, two long strides, wraparound pass after the defense commits. Should have been an and one there, nothing called, but Johnson able to finish it. Hairston good on the first free throw. Second one, that comes up a little short. Even Hairston kind of makes a face like, ooh. That's an anomaly there. Definitely not the norm. That one a little short, but his input in the box score speaking for itself. Beyond that little blip in the radar. Cumberland. Not sure if he had awareness of the clock, but that is going to wrap it up here in the first half. Appreciate you joining us here on SUVtv. We'll take an intermission. Don't go anywhere. If you need extra incentive, motivation, Tariq Wright giving you some there. The catch, the footwork, splash. Ice cream from the outside for Tariq Wright. And we will be back after halftime.
with specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
The 2016 Flying to the Hoop Invitational, powered by SUVtv, sponsored by DP&L. Stay safe and warm with Dayton Power and Light. Premier Health, offering a better healthcare experience for you. Marriott Dayton, the host hotel for the Flying to the Hoop Invitational. Sports Image, promotion, marketing, and management. Omnisphere, advanced web solutions. Alley Cat Design, covering everybody. Frickers, fun food and sports. And Pepsi, refresh your world.
Seconds inbound pass to Marbury as he works on the defense of Johnson, dribbles by Robinson, takes it to the baseline, running jump shot, good! 2 seconds left.
Welcome back here to Trent Arena. Moments away from getting the second half started, as it is a 30-47 advantage for Walnut Ridge. You look at some of the main reasons why. Good balanced scoring. You had a Zende Johnson with 15 who led the Scots in scoring, but also with a solid 10 apiece, James Manns and Tariq Wright. 8 points also chipped in by Caleb Younger. On the Wilmington side, you had 17 points from Jaron Cumberland. But Cumberland having to shoulder a lot of that scoring load. Meanwhile, you have a Scots team that's really getting it done in multiple facets. Very paid in full, like the way everybody's eating. And Cumberland trying to do what he can to keep his team in striking distance. You look at the percentage, 64.3% from the field for Walnut Ridge in that first half, as opposed to 46.4%. 18.2% from three-point land from Wilmington. So not shooting it at a very high percentage. That Walnut Ridge defense, got to give them credit. That's definitely playing a role. Both teams with 13 rebounds apiece in the first half. So, you know, in terms of rebounding, it's not like Walnut Ridge has a large advantage there in that area. It's just that the Scots are shooting the ball at a much higher clip. Right to Taylor. Now he whip it over to Younger. Younger in the corner. Ice cream. Splashing it from the corner there is Caleb Younger. Younger's three makes it 33-50. As if the fire marshal isn't already here at Trent Arena, he's on standby, as every ticket has been sold out here on site. Every single ticket. Those turned away at the door can join us here on SUVtv along with yourself, and we appreciate it. Volleyball being played there on the glass. Cumberland gets it and gets out of there in a hurry. Coast to coast, he left it short. Following up there with the score, that's number 32. Dylan Bogard. Right, bumped, fall away jumper. Tariq Wright. I continue to be impressed with Wright's ability to get up and down, knock down shots. Because the game plays itself out, but when it comes to hoop, a lot of times the airport test can fool you. Even if you're not trying to necessarily judge a player or what a player can do or what his strong points are at first glance, you know, the visual still comes in. You don't assume a player like Wright can do what he does in multiple facets. There are guards that are a lot quicker that can't do some of the things that he does with the consistency that he does it with. Cameron Stewart, meanwhile, trying to ignite a Wilmington comeback here as we take a look at a couple Gatorade replays. Here's what I'm talking about with Wright. So he catches it, takes the bump. Not sure why there was no foul call there, but Wright's not sweating it. No complaints to the referee, just knocks it down, gets back on defense. And when you look at Cameron Stewart, Cumberland's been trying to be the go-getter, but it's Stewart out running. Cumberland finds him, and Stewart able to lay it in and prompt the timeout for the Scots. You hear the Steamin' Joe's promotional announcements there in the background. Premier Health, the title sponsor here at Flyin to the Hoop, but a ton of sponsors, ton of companies part of the teamwork that makes the dream work here for Eric Horseman's Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. Steamin' Joe's, a variety of ciders, hot and cold drinks, including smoothies here on site. I know I spent about 50, 60 bucks with those guys over the course of 4 days, year in, year out. If it's hot because of the crowd, you got smoothies. If it's cold here in January in Ohio, You've got the hot drinks as well. I get flavors of ciders I have no intentions of getting, but over the course of 4 days and walking past that kiosk, it takes a toll on you. Shout out to Steamin' Joe's. Steamin' has been the way to describe Walnut Ridge so far up in this game, but trying to change that as of late is Wilmington. Wilmington getting more pep in the step. They've pulled to within 12 points. So that one smacked out of there, but there's a foul on the plate. I will send Caleb Younger to the free throw line. First free throw misses. Jeffrey Mansfield will have a seat for Wilmington, checking back in. Number 33, Matt Credit. So missing both free throws there is Younger. See what Wilmington does with this possession. They can possibly cut it to 10. Cumberland was trying to cut it to single digits. He misses. Offensive rebound. Jumper just inside the elbow is good. There for Bogart. Bogart with no regard for this deficit. He's trying to cut it. As it's down to 10. They save it, but right to the Hurricanes. Bogart the other way. No foul called on the play, but sticking with it and laying it in is Matt Credit. Give him credit for the bucket and for cutting this deficit down to single digits. 8-point game as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the third quarter. Foul going to be called on Cumberland. Wilmington continues to try to ratchet up the defense. Whether they have enough energy to close the gap through stops and scoring enough points to tie it up, that remains to be seen. But in terms of making sure Walnut Ridge doesn't just have fun for the rest of the game, padding stats are coasting off to a nice cushion. Wilmington has definitely thrown a wrench in the works there in terms of that plan so far. Johnson, the leading scorer in the first half for Walnut Ridge, off the mark there. Bogart to Stewart. Stewart just wheels that one in. As we might have an inadvertent timeout call. I think there was no timeout being signaled. So we'll keep it right here. Younger will throw it in. Long pass ahead. That's going to be ran down by Cumberland as he beats man in the foot race. Got caught in the air, though, but somehow the ball landed right to him. And Stewart going to be called for the foul on the play. Well, I'll tell you what, Jaron Cumberland living right. He had lost the ball, and somehow it got kicked right back out to him. He got tripped up there on the second opportunity as he's going to have a seat. Think that's a good substitution by Coach Noska. Cumberland deserves a blow. I think once he gets a couple minutes on the bench, he'll be ready for the work that's cut out for Wilmington in terms of continuing this level of defense and really sort of keeping Walnut Ridge at 52 for the past few minutes like they have. As Wright gets up, blocks that one off the glass. I mean, I just keep having clips that we can add to this Tariq Wright reel. So you see here, they get it ahead. He's just kind of sizing it up. Know he's going to meet him at the rim. Gets up. Smacks that one. One-man SWAT team there on that play by Wright. So Wright knocks that one off the window. That pass is turned over, though, to Bogart. We'll see what Wilmington can do with it. Cumberland for three. No good. Ball tipped around. Wright snatches it out of the air and gets the possession back for the Scots. Talked about Macy O'Teague with that 51-point performance to fly into the hoop record. All tournament team or all-event team selection. Good heads-up play there by Mansfield. Went to the deck, threw it right off the shin. Of the defender. Good play by Mansfield. But yeah, Maceo Teague holds the Flyin to the hoop scoring record. And when I tell you he went to work, it was like a video game there in that game. But a big player that helped make that happen was Tariq Wright. For every guy that's able to get buckets, not to say that Wright can't do that, but for Teague in that instance, you got a guy that's playing defense, rebounding the ball, and helping them get those opportunities. Even though Wright can do some scoring in his own right. Here's Cumberland. Cumberland fouled on the play. Grown man move on the inside there by Cumberland as he sort of flips that one up and looks down as to say, I'm here and I'm here to stay. As they can see the light at the end of the tunnel, working inside, a power dribble, meat and potatoes move inside. I'm too big in here. I've got somewhere to be. Excuse me, little fella. That's Jaron Cumberland. Cumberland at the line. So that play by Cumberland makes it 49-52. Good game here brewing. It was all Walnut Ridge for the longest. Cumberland had 17 first half points. Since then, the Hurricanes have given him some more support, and he continues to play well. Definitely playing with a chip on his shoulder out there in a good way. Focus on the basketball, focus on the task at hand, but letting the Scots know this is a different ball game here as we approach the fourth quarter. Bogard making some big plays as well. He gets the steal. And the reverse wouldn't stay down for him. This crowd was ready to erupt. We've definitely got some Wilmington fans on hand. But again, we've got a very basketball-savvy audience here at the Flyin to the Hoop. They recognize good hoops regardless of the jersey color, the team name. They appreciate good basketball. And they see what Wilmington is doing to get themselves back into this game and to have a chance to possibly tie it or pull it to within one. Strong move on the inside by Cumberland. Cumberland can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, working to get it up and in. That's Chris Wollery. So Wollery will go to the line. Give him credit. A lot of attention attracted by Cumberland. He's right there. And if Wollery doesn't get to it, you know, Cumberland's coming for that offensive rebound. Chris says, Chief, I got you. Appreciate you for keeping us in striking distance. This one's me, Wollery, with the three-point play the hard way. And we are tied up at 52 apiece. Under 2 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Momentum squarely on the side of the Hurricanes. Hurricane Wilmington has rolled in the Trent Arena here in the third quarter. Tied up. Totally different bounce of the ball, sound, and moxie on behalf of Walnut Ridge. They're not defeated by any means, but the momentum is not the same. And Azende Johnson is that triple. Symbolic of the way they planned on responding here to this run being made by Wilmington. Johnson, 15 first half points. Sees that triple go through here in the third quarter. Here's Cumberland. Good play there by Cumberland. He could have tried to take it one-on-one against Mans. He's had a good game, but doesn't want to try to do it all himself. They're moving the ball around, getting others involved. He wants to keep that going. Now he'll take it at Mans. Can't get the shot to go. They're going to say last touch by Wilmington. As we take a look at our Gatorade instant replay, you needed a response. If you're Walnut Ridge, nice job of flaring off and splashing that one from the outside. Azende Johnson. Foul on the play is going to send Mans to the free throw line.
Foul number 44, Chris Woolery. That'll be his first, team's fifth. Mans to the line, shoot two. Into the game for the Hurricanes, number 32, Dylan Bogart.
Dylan Bogart checks back into the game for Wilmington. Mansfield will have a seat. Lefty free throw was good there for Mans. 5-point game. Looks like Wilmington content with holding for the last shot. Of the third quarter. It's Cumberland with it up top. About 5 seconds to work with. He'll kick it to the corner. Bogart gets the step. Too strong on the lay-in. I think he was expecting some contact there. Really exploded down that baseline. Too strong there, but we've got a good one here. I don't need to tell you that. Captain Obvious here at Trent Arena. We will be back with the fourth quarter after this quick break.
The 2016 Flyin to the Hoop Invitational, powered by SUVtv. Sponsored by DP&L. Stay safe and warm with Dayton Power and Light. Premier Health, offering a better healthcare experience for you. Marriott Dayton, the host hotel for the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. Sports Image, promotion, marketing, and management. Omnisphere, advanced web solutions. Alley Cat Design, covering everybody. Frickers, fun food and sports. And Pepsi, refresh your world.
And welcome back out of the quarter break. Fourth quarter promises to be a good one here between Walnut Ridge and Wilmington. The Hurricanes force the turnover, and it's the man with the plan, Cumberland, scoring on the other side. Hate to take Mark Jackson's words, but mama, there goes that man. Cumberland has been on a mission here in this game as we have a traveling violation against Walnut Ridge. It is a 3-point game. The Scots with a narrow margin after Wilmington has battled back. Wright rushes the rebound away. Rebounding plays a role the entire game, but when a player really commits to hitting the glass, minimizing offensive rebounds, getting opportunities for his team, it makes a big difference. We saw it in the Baltimore Polytechnic victory over Chaminade Julian here in Ohio, the game prior to this one. It was a game that Chaminade Julian led 90% of the game. But once they got to a point where they locked down, as we see Cumberland and Mans getting mixed up, that's been brewing over the past few minutes. With Cumberland showing Mans he's not going anywhere, and Mans telling him, that's perfectly fine, neither am I. As the officials assess the double foul. Played well all around there. Things getting a little chippy. The officials making sure they maintain order, but both of those guys just fired up. One team trying to finish a furious comeback. The other team trying to make sure they hold on despite those comeback efforts. But that Mans and Cumberland matchup definitely one to watch, as it has been all game. Three-point game. But again, it was back to my point about Baltimore Polytechnic. It was Devondre Palmer who did a great job rebounding the ball for Baltimore Polytechnic down that stretch. They were really able to feed off of that on the offensive end. Here's Cumberland. Can't get the three to go. Had a great look at it. Ball's loose all over the place. 50-50 ball, so important at this point in the game. As we had a player pretzel down there on the floor. Guys just throwing appendages all over the place, trying to make sure they had a hand on it. Mansfield gets up grabbing his neck. Think he had an elbow and a knee on his neck at the same time. Everybody all over the place trying to make sure they get to it. Still 6 minutes plus left on the game clock, but both teams fighting for every inch. Cam Stewart with it. Not being given a lot of room there by Johnson. Here's Bogard. Bogard having a very good second half. It's really helped shoulder some of that scoring load that Cumberland had to bear the brunt of in the first half. Now Stewart going to get it to Cumberland. Wheeling, dealing inside. Man defends without fouling, but it's going to be last touched by the Scots of Walnut Ridge. Cam Stewart will throw it in. Think they're going to say that Cumberland pushed off.
Foul number 34, Jared Cumberland. His third, team's seventh.
It'll be the third foul against Cumberland. Still a three-point advantage for Walnut Ridge. Mans wants it inside. Alex Miller fronts him. Now Wright trying to post up against Cumberland. Strong move, blocked by Miller. Whether it's Cumberland versus Mans or Cumberland versus Wright, it's a great matchup to watch as we approach the 5-minute mark. Stewart, no good. Mans had the rebound, lost it momentarily, and he's going to get called for the foul. That's an easy call for the official to make.
Foul number 21, James Mans. That'll be his fourth.
If you're Mans, you're playing aggressive. And Mansfield, that's not the first play that he's made in blue-collar flashing. As Man is going to have a seat. You've got to be smarter than that on the floor there to pick up that last foul. You had those elbows up protecting the ball. No need to lunge the shoulder forward. There's Younger. Swatted out of there by Cumberland. Cumberland looking to push. Going to be cut off by Wright, so he spins. Too strong off the glass, tipped around. And it's going to be pulled out of there by Stewart. Mansfield going to try a three-pointer. If that foul goes against Cumberland, that's going to be his fourth. It, in fact, is against Cumberland.
Checking into the game for the Hurricanes, number 33, Matt Correct.
Crucial foul right there. Cumberland is going to have a seat with 4:41 remaining here in the fourth quarter. That's his fourth foul, but you'd imagine he'll probably at least have to sit for the next 2 minutes. That 2 minutes definitely subject to change. I think what you'll see with Coach Noska is if he senses this thing getting away past the one possession deficit that they're facing now, he might have to bring him in, but Bogart and company looking to pick up the slack. Alex Miller skying for the rebound, had to get rid of it before he went out of bounds. Nifty dribbling there by Hairston, but it's going to be turned over. Here's Stewart. Stewart, it won't go, but good hustle there by Matt Credit. Credit sticking with it, makes it 56-57 as we are approaching the 4-minute mark. Tariq Wright picks up his dribble, going to get it inside. Now here's Taylor. Taylor has it swatted out of there. And a nice play on the interior, as we knew this one had the makings for a good one. No time to take a look at that one, but we'll see when we have an extra second. Big play there. We're going to have a timeout. We're going to take one with them as well. Things getting tighter and tighter as this game goes on. You see Wright had to pick up his dribble, so he gets it inside to Younger. Younger to the trailing Taylor. No, sir, says Bogart. Get out of here. Knocks that one out of bounds. We've got a battle here in Trent Arena. Don't go anywhere. After this quick message, more fourth quarter action. We've got that timeout out of the way. Let's get back to the action. Walnut Ridge with a 1-point advantage. Tariq Wright to throw it in. Gets it to Hairston. Hairston guarded by Bogart. Bogart. Been a great spark plug here for the Hurricanes on both ends. Wright feels like he has a mouse in the house, relatively speaking. He misses the shot. Bogart pulls it out of there. Splits through two defenders. Hesitates for a second. Takes it right at Hairston and finishes. Dylan Bogart. Cumberland had to go to the bench with his fourth foul. Bogart has been picking up the slack. There he gets the steal, drops it off to Alex Miller, and it is a 3-point advantage for the Wilmington Hurricanes. Cumberland is at the scorer's table waiting to check in. Wilmington didn't feel like waiting until he got in to take the lead. Big plays by Bogart. Miller comes back with the block. Bogart will bring it across. If your coach knows that, you got to feel good about your team, your unit there on the floor. You know you got Cumberland in the next dead ball. Coach Brian Scheninger needing a stop here for Walnut Ridge to see if they can try to pull to within one at least. We're going to have a timeout. We take a look at a couple Gatorade instant replays. I'll tell you who's going to need some electrolytes after this game. Dylan Bogart, he's leaving it all on the floor. Gets the steal on one end, going to take it right at Hairston. The coast-to-coast finish. .42 seconds and counting remaining here in this timeout. We will wrap up the night with the next game, 6:45 p.m., Huntington Prep versus Prolific Prep. Huntington Prep out of West Virginia, former high school home of Andrew Wiggins, the Minnesota Timberwolves, young talented player. Prolific Prep, a relatively newer program, even though both teams have only been around for a few years. Andrew Wiggins, one of the more prominent attendees of Huntington Prep. Josh Jackson, the high-profile player being recruited by a ton of top-tier schools, including Tom Izzo and Michigan State, who will be here in attendance tonight. He was the first player to commit to Prolific Prep. Hey, sir, can you come up, son? Power dribble by Mansfield. He has it partially blocked. Right with the rebound, clearing some space. Three-point game. Johnson can tie it up. He's been shooting it well this entire game. Can't get that shot to go, though. Three-point game is Stewart and Bogart. The type of guards that Coach Noska has in those two players are good ones to have in this type of scenario. You've battled back. You have a lead. Now you want to be able to balance attacking and finishing the game with also using some good clock management, realizing that you have a six-man in the form of the clock here in this one. Cumberland at the free throw line. Cumberland kept them within striking distance at a point where Walnut Ridge was just eating left and right. Very balanced scoring there in that first half. You had Zende Johnson with 15. You had Caleb Younger with 8. 10 points apiece for James Manns and Tariq Wright. 17 points in the first half for Cumberland. And going into the half, Cameron Stewart only had 2 points. Bogart only had 2 points. They have really turned it up here in the second half. Not only on the defensive end, but timely buckets. Wright tries to hit one. That three-pointer's off the mark. Bogart lost it, but is able to tip it to Miller. Back out to Credit, and Wilmington gonna run some more clock. 18 fouls on both sides, so it will be a penalty situation when Walnut Ridge decides to foul and extend the game. Right now they're going for the turnover, and they get it. Here's Hairston. Hairston over to Johnson. Johnson for three. That one's short. Bogart trying his best to make it through red jerseys. He does so. Now he'll get it ahead to Credit. Credit to Mansfield. Mansfield, a power dribble, takes it right at Wright, who commits the foul. Like what we've seen from Mansfield here in this game. He's made the glue plays for Wilmington, one of several players that have made those sort of plays, but whether it's getting to the floor 4 to 50-50 balls, made a couple heads-up plays where he was able to go to the deck and throw it off of the opposing players. There we see him with a strong take against Malik Wright. If he goes in soft, he either gets that shot swatted or he doesn't get the foul call. He goes in, kind of initiates the contact right at Wright. Prepared to do whatever it takes to get to the line. Alex Miller, another one of those players, as he gets a key offensive rebound there, as he's been doing all game. Cumberland loses the handle, but now he gets it to Stewart. I think Walnut Ridge wants to foul. Finally, they foul Stewart.
Younger checking
Stewart's first free throw is good.
Coming into the game for Wilmington.
Our second free throw is good.
We've got a timeout on the floor for Walnut Ridge, which will be a 30-second timeout.
Got a timeout on the floor for Walnut Ridge. And we talked about some of the scoring by Bogart. Right now he only has 8 points, but they are a key 8. Talked about how he only had 2 at halftime, but it's plays like this on top of turning up the defense. You can turn up the defense and stifle the opponent all you want. If you can't turn it into points, you'll never close the gap the way you have seen Wilmington do it here in this game. Bogart and Stewart. Bogart number 32 there in your picture. Stewart number 3. Really helped serve as spark plugs, but been a total team victory if they're able to hold on here. When you look at the type of plays that Alex Miller, Jeffrey Mansfield have been able to make inside, and not to mention Cumberland, who's been big throughout this entire game. Has 24 points right now. Wright not done attacking. So that foul is going to go against Alex Miller. That's Miller's second foul. I think one of the things impressive about Alex Miller is he's going to have a seat. Look at the way he's rebounded, having to play physical on the inside there for Wilmington. For him to just pick up his second foul with 40 seconds left to go in the game says a lot about knowing how to be able to play hard but still under control. While he comes off to me as a player that doesn't mind using those 5 fouls when he needs to. Wants to use them wisely, needs to be out there on the floor for Coach Noska and his Wilmington squad. He's been big for him. Credit at the free throw line. Can't get the first one to go. So Alex Miller will check right back into the game. He got a big offensive rebound the last trip to the free throw line. We'll see if he can find a way to get one here. I don't think Tariq Wright was having it there. Jeffrey Mansfield checking back into the game. Coast to coast taking that one easily was Caleb Younger. We'll have a timeout with a 4-point game while you don't want to foul there and send them to the line. Not sure if you want the score to be that easy. 4 points is not a huge deficit here in basketball, especially with the amount of time left. So we'll be back after this quick break. Final seconds.
Seconds inbound pass to Marbury as he works on the defense of Johnson, dribbles by Robinson, takes it to the baseline, running jump shot, good! 2 seconds left.
Back out of the timeout. 31.6 seconds remaining on the game clock. We're going to have a foul before the ball is even thrown in. So Walnut Ridge able to foul with no seconds coming off the clock. That will send Cameron Stewart to the line. Stewart's first free throw, nothing but net.
Alex Miller into the game for the Hurricanes.
There goes Alex Miller checking back into the game. He was right there on the block with Tariq Wright. We'll see if Harrison can keep him off the glass, but no need. Stewart knocks down the second free throw. 6-point game. Right to Harrison, now over to Younger. Not a lot of time. They need to get a shot up relatively quickly here. Deep three. Off the front of the rim. Cumberland has it. He's just going to pull it back out. And he will turn it over. Right. One more strong rebound for the road. It's that rebound in a to-go cup. But it's not going to be enough to keep Wilmington from storming back in this one here at the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. We appreciate you joining us here on SUVtv. 2 more games. Next one is Huntington Prep versus Prolific Prep back here at Trent Arena.